A Sigma male doesn't just go silent, he vanishes. When he cuts you off, it's not by accident. These men don't play around. If you've been shut out, you've likely messed up big time. Maybe you crossed a line, or perhaps your true colors finally showed, and they didn't like what they saw. Sigma males don't make decisions lightly. When a Sigma decides you're out, it's sudden, no long explanations, just silence. It's not pretty, but it's the truth you need to hear. Here are 7 reasons why a Sigma male goes silent on you. 1. He figured out you wanted to use him. A Sigma male can easily tell when someone is trying to use him, and he won't tolerate it. He enjoys helping people, but not when it's one-sided or fake. He trusts his instincts more than anything, and they're rarely wrong. The minute he senses you have ulterior motives, everything changes. He'll probably avoid you for a while, hoping you'll come clean, but if that doesn't happen, he'll just disappear without a word. It may seem innocent at first, like a friend helping a friend, but patterns don't lie, and Sigma males pay attention to patterns. Friends should be equals, and when he feels the balance is off or like it's a one-sided benefit, he withdraws. He's not a mind reader, but he's a keen observer. He'll notice if you only call when you're in trouble or show up when there's something in it for you. This isn't about keeping score, it's about fair play and respect. Little things tip him off, like how the conversation always drifts to your demands or how your praise only comes with a request attached. When a Sigma feels like a tool rather than a companion, it's more than just a blow to the ego, it's a breach of trust. When he feels undervalued, his instincts tell him to retreat. He knows his worth and won't waste energy on fake people. Silence becomes his shield. Being used once will make him cautious, and twice, well, that's when he cuts ties without unnecessary drama to preserve his peace of mind. So, when you cross that line of exploitation, don't be surprised when he cuts you off. Once you understand his silence, you'll realize he saw the truth all along. 2. He caught you gossiping about him behind his back. Have you ever heard whispers that make your skin crawl? That awful feeling when you realize someone you trust is gossiping about you behind your back. For a Sigma male, this situation is like a flashing red light of betrayal he can't ignore. Trust is everything to him, and once it's shattered, it's hard to piece together again. Gossip feels like an invisible knife, twisted in his side, something he finds difficult to forgive. He prefers straightforwardness, not sneaky conversations and reckless assumptions. The moment he figures out that gossip is circulating with his name on it, something inside him switches off. He stops talking to you, avoids seeing you, or pretends you don't exist. Even if it starts as a harmless vent, it can spiral into something harmful. It's not about being overly sensitive, but about valuing truth and integrity above rumors. Like the telephone game where the original message morphs into something unrecognizable, gossip frustrates a Sigma to no end. Instead of confronting the buzz, he walks away, preserving his sanity. Silence becomes his armor when faced with such disloyalty. Gossip is a game he doesn't play. When he catches wind of it, he steps aside, leaving the noise behind for a quieter, more honest space. 3. He forgave you, but you messed up again. You were forgiven once, but here you are, slipping up again. It's not just a little mistake, it feels like déjà vu. The trust was patched up, glued back together piece by piece, but the cracks remain. Trust, once broken, is like a delicate vase. Sure, it can be repaired, but it never returns to its pristine state. When you mess up a second time, it hits harder. The previous warnings aren't distant echoes, they're loud and clear. Each error becomes a glaring reminder of what went wrong initially. This isn't about holding grudges, but about learning from past experiences. Repeating the same mistake feels like rewriting an unwelcome chapter in a book that should have moved on. Sigma males value trust deeply, and when they give you a second chance, they expect you to learn from it. Trust is a two-way street, and lingering doubts can tip the scales quickly. Forgiveness isn't an easy habit, and each time costs more emotional energy. It's like trying to refill a glass with a leak. With every misstep, that glass empties faster than it can be filled again. Eventually, Sigma has to step away, not because he doesn't care, but because you blew the chances he gave you. He knows when it's time to walk away. Point 4. You kept pushing his boundaries after he set them clear. When someone keeps pushing limits, even after they've been spelled out clearly, there's only so much patience one can muster. It's not about being controlling or unreasonable, it's about mutual respect. Boundaries aren't walls meant to imprison or isolate. They're protective measures to ensure peace and comfort in relationships. Crossing them isn't just an oversight, it's a direct disregard for someone's personal space and values. Every time the line is crossed, it feels like a poke to your core, a nudge that soon becomes impossible to ignore. Sigma males are adaptable, but they also have non-negotiable boundaries. Every unchecked push gradually signals the need for distance. Without trust and respect, words lose their significance, and apologies become meaningless. A Sigma might let you get away with a few pushes, but eventually, he'll walk away. Point 5. He sensed something fishy about you. If a Sigma male suddenly stops talking to you, it's probably because he picked up on something that didn't sit right. These men are intuitive and highly observant. They can sniff out deceit and dishonesty, even the slightest hint of it. If you've been hiding something or being dishonest, he's likely caught on. When something feels off, he trusts his instincts. He's not paranoid or overly suspicious. But he pays attention to the little things, subtle cues in behavior or inconsistencies in stories that others might miss. Once he senses something fishy, he doesn't waste time. His silence is a calculated choice, not an emotional reaction. He's not going to confront you or ask for an explanation, he'll just quietly slip out of your life and move on. Point 6. You are always playing the victim card. Playing the victim card can be detrimental when dealing with a Sigma male. He values accountability and personal responsibility above excuses or shifting blame. If you constantly frame yourself as the injured party, it won't gain his sympathy, it will make him lose respect for you. He doesn't tolerate people who refuse to take ownership of their actions or situations. Adopting a martyr mentality to manipulate or gain attention is not something Sigmas respect. They can spot the pattern, and it becomes exhausting quickly. Instead of engaging with your complaints, he'll find an escape route and leave you behind. Playing the victim is a game a Sigma doesn't have time for. Point 7. You talk too much, and it drains his energy. Have you noticed how silent a Sigma male gets when you're talking nonstop? It's like watching the battery icon on your phone drop to red. The Sigma male likes things calm and peaceful. He enjoys listening, but when someone talks without stopping, it's exhausting for him. It's not that he doesn't care, it's just that too much chatter drains his energy. If you're always talking, he doesn't get the chance to recharge. Sometimes he closes off or becomes silent. It's his way of taking a break and saving his energy for things that matter to him. For a Sigma, it's about quality over quantity. He doesn't need a lot of words to understand someone, just a few meaningful sentences can say more than a long conversation. This doesn't mean he wants you to stop talking altogether, he just appreciates when you get to the point quickly and leave room for both of you to listen and share equally.